Wood products are everywhere. Wood is nature's sustainable building block, a renewable resource that has excellent workability, whether a project is as simple as a picnic table or as complicated as a mid-rise building. Where do wood products come from? According to data from the USDA Forest Service, United States forest land is as abundant today as it was 100 years ago. According to the USDA Facts and Trends from 2012, roughly a third of the United States is covered in forests, and of those forests, nearly 60% are privately owned managed lands. The wood from these managed lands is used for everything from building materials to paper and mulch. The wood protection industry takes very seriously its responsibility to ensure the future of our forests. Preserved wood is a sustainable product created from a renewable natural resource. Not only does the treating industry provide a valuable product for both residential and industrial consumers, but they do it responsibly. The industry plays its part in the harmonized life cycle from tree to utility pole, marine piling, or lumber. The production process begins long before the wood enters a treating cylinder. It starts in managed forest lands where trees are nurtured and grown for between 30 and 40 years. From the time seedlings are planted until the trees are fully grown, the forest land is watched and cared for, making sure the sunlight reaches the trees to take advantage of their maximum growth potential. As the forest approaches 20 years old, it is thinned, removing smaller trees and underbrush that compete for the sunlight needed for the crop to grow. Everything removed during the thinning process is used. The remaining trees continue to grow until they are harvested 10 to 20 years later. Once the trees are harvested, the land is readied for planting a new crop of seedlings. Forest owners understand that while the trees are growing, the land is shared with wildlife, natural waters, and even hunters and bird watchers. They have a vested interest in the land and consider themselves caretakers of the forest. When the trees are harvested, they are sorted based on size and prepared for processing. Trees are marked and moved into piles with similar trees to be transported to the debarking facility. Once the harvested trees are sorted, they arrive at the processing plant to be debarked, cut, kiln-dried, planed, and treated for use as building materials. Each tree is carefully reviewed to determine its most efficient use, should that be a pole, piling, timber, or lumber. Most wood processors use every part of the tree. For example, sawdust from the harvesting and cutting processes is used to heat the boiler that powers the kiln that dries the wood for optimal performance. Also, tree bark can be used to create pine bark mulch. The prepared piling, lumber, poles, etc. are preserved during the treatment process for long-lasting protection from termites, marine organisms, and fungal decay. Wood is placed on trams and carefully pushed into the treating cylinder, where it is subjected to a vacuum pressure process that first removes all air from the cylinder and the wood. Once vacuum is achieved, the preservative is pulled into the cylinder and then forced under pressure into the wood. The closed system is controlled by a state-of-the-art computer program that is monitored by treaters who release the excess preservative from the cylinder back into the work tank after appropriate retention of preservative has been met and the wood has been fully penetrated. The process is completed by running a final vacuum followed by an air purge of the cylinder to assure the collection of the unused preservative solution. The cylinder is then opened and the wood is rolled out onto a drip pad where any excess preservative is gathered and returned to the work tank. Wood that has been treated is transported by rail or truck to locations where it is sold to the end user. Wood has a lower environmental impact when comparing transportation methods and costs to that of other building materials because it is significantly lighter in weight for its strength. It is also often locally produced. Concrete is produced locally, but it is heavy and is transported short distances by truck. Steel is the heaviest building material and is usually transported by rail or ship. The process continues every day in managed forest lands, sawmills, and wood protection plants around the country and throughout the world. Managed forests are harvested with purpose to use every part of the tree cut. Poles, piling, dimensional lumber, and more are cut and/or preserved to be reliable, strong, beautiful products. There continues to be a significant demand for wood in North America. This natural resource is specified in many different applications because it is versatile and easy to work with. The preservative treatment process extends wood's lifespan by protecting it from termites and fungal decay. Because of wood's sustainability, it will continue to be desired worldwide for a multitude of applications. Today, we have more properly managed forests than ever. It is the responsibility of the wood industry, from forest owners to producers, to make sure that our forests are cared for and the yield from the forest is used conscientiously.